Hey guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome to the channel where today I'm going to be giving you some amazing tips and tricks for your 2020 LG OLED TV. And the TV that I'll be demonstrating these tips and tricks on today is my 65-inch LG C10 OLED. Now, I have done tips and tricks videos in the past for the LG OLED TVs. Those being the 8 series and the 9 series TVs. And whilst some of these tips and tricks are the same as the ones on those videos, reason why I'm doing this video is that there are some extra tips and tricks, and also the menus and layouts are slightly different on the 2020 models. So the way that you would have done those tips and tricks on the other TVs won't apply to the latest models. Now, I will leave a link in the description, so if you do have an older LG OLED TV, then you can go and check out those older tips and tricks videos. Now, I do intend to do a few of these tips and tricks videos, so if you do like the tips and tricks video today, then I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of those tips and tricks, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you get notified of those latest uploads. Now, as always, I've got to say a massive thanks to the guys at box.co.uk for sending over this 65-inch C10 OLED for me to keep. Yes, I'm being open and honest again. They have sent me this to keep. And if you are looking to buy a new TV, be it an LG OLED or a Samsung QLED or something else, then please consider the guys at Box, as they are kind enough to support the channel, which helps me make these videos for you guys at home. So I'll be leaving a link in the description, and yeah, please go check them out. Now we've got all that out of the way, I think it's time we crack on with the video. So what we're going to do is start off with the basic tips and tricks and then work up to the more complex ones. So to start off with then, we're going to grab our remote control and press on the settings button. Now, once you've pressed on that, you get these basically like shortcuts, quick access sort of settings there, so you can flick between your different sort of picture modes and all that just there, and so on and so forth. But at the bottom there, you've got, sorry, not at the bottom, one up from the bottom is all settings. Now, if we click on this, this takes us into our main settings page, if you want to look at it like that, where it's more complex. But there is a quicker way to access this. So again, grabbing our remote control, if you just hold down that settings button, that will then take us directly into that main settings page. So a lot quicker way of accessing it. Next up, we are going to talk about the Magic Remote Pointer. Now, this is like a Wii style remote control that when you move it around, you get a pointer on the screen. And I've had quite a few people ask me how you get that pointer up on the screen. Well, there are a couple of ways of doing it. So the first way is to just move this scroll wheel, as you can see there. So just give that a little pull down or up, and that will bring up your pointer. Now, if I just give it a second to disappear, just put the remote down, and that's another little thing there. Once you've put the remote down, after a few seconds, that pointer will disappear. Now, the other way to get it up, so if you don't want to press or move that scroll wheel, is that you can simply give the remote, he says, a little shake, and then the pointer will appear on the screen. Simple as that. Now, whilst we're on the subject of the pointer, did you know that you can actually change the size of the pointer? And the way that we do this is by going into the main settings, so holding down that settings button for a long press, then going down to general, and then in general down to additional settings. Once we're in additional settings, you will see at the top there, pointer options. And then in there, we have the pointer sizes. So you've got a small, medium and large, and simply click on whichever one you want. Bit of a shame this year, as they have done away with the little birdie pointer. Previous models, or should I say the 8 series, had one. It's a little bird on the screen, which was a nice little touch. I know a lot of people miss that. But there you go. So you've got small, medium and large, but also we have tracking speed. So on that we can again move the speed of that pointer. So that is great to know. Now, whilst we're in this neck of the woods, we are going to be looking about updating the software on the TV. So once you're in the main settings, what you want to do is go down to support. Once you're in support, then you want to go to software update. And there you go. It will list what software version you are on. And as it is at the moment, there is a new software version to download and install. And if that isn't there, it will say to check for an update, and you click on that and it will say if there is one available. So that is how you update the software. So next up, we are going to talk about apps, and the way that we're going to get up the sort of main apps bar is simply by pressing the home button. So one press on that and that will bring it up. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can scroll through this. Now, you've got the directional buttons, which you can use to scroll left or right like that. But there is a quicker way, and that is by getting up the pointer and simply just moving it from left to right. And you can quickly then scroll through those apps. Now, let's talk about downloading apps. Now, to do this, you're going to simply want to go to the App Store, which, well, I seem to have lost it. What have I done with that? It is, there we go, right up the front there, LG Content Store. So we're going to click on that and quickly download an app. So we're going to go to All Apps. And we're going to download Plex. And then simply go to install. It's simple enough to do, doesn't take long, as you can see. And there we go, that is downloaded and installed already. So if we just back out of that, and as you will see, we have Plex added on the end there. Problem is, you might not want Plex right at the end there. So how do you go about moving it about? Well, simply all you do is get your magic pointer and you can highlight it, click down on the thumb wheel and hold it, and you can then simply just drag it to anywhere that you want on that bar. Simply let go when you've got it to the place that you want, and either press the enter button again or press the back button. And there you go, it's dropped it into place. Simple as that. Now, for whatever reason you don't want to use the magic pointer, then you can use the directional buttons again and highlight whichever one that you want. Hold down that scroll wheel and then you can simply move it around to wherever you want, and then press, say, the back button, and then it will drop it into place. Now, over time, you may find that it is getting a bit sluggish, the system, and a good way to speed it up is by closing down apps that are running in the background. Well, how do you do this? Well, it is pretty simple. So all you do is get your remote control, hold down on the home button for a long press, and then, hey presto, it will show you all the apps that are currently running in the background. Now, you can close these down individually by highlighting whichever one you want and then pressing up and highlighting the X. So if I go to, say, LG Content Store, I can press up and then close that down. Or alternatively, there is a delete all, and that will wipe off all those open apps. Next up on the tips and tricks is shortcuts. Now, this is probably one of my favourite tips and tricks of them all, and I know you guys really like this tip as well. So at the moment I've got a YouTube video playing, and let's just say I want YouTube to be a shortcut on my remote control. So what you can do is have YouTube app open and then simply do a long press on any one of these numbers on your remote control. So to keep it simple, I'm going to hold down number 1 and then it simply comes up. Do you want to add YouTube to quick access 1, and I'm going to say yes. And there you go, it has now been added to position 1. So if I come out of this now and let's just fire up the TV there for a second, and better be careful with what I'm showing. If I now hold down number 1, there you go. It fires up YouTube, simple as that, straight into it. So no having to search along the bar at the bottom there, as you would do like that, sort of finding YouTube and then clicking on it. You just do a long press on whichever it is. So, and this works for all the other apps and whatnot. So it's a great little tip. Now for my next tip and trick is following on once again with those quick access buttons. And now I've just shown you how you can do it for an app, but do you know that you can also do it for an HDMI input? So at the moment I've got my external Sky Q box connected up to this TV, and let's say I want that input as a quick access. So again, to keep it simple, I'm now going to say number 2. So I'm going to hold down on number 2, and there you go. It says, do you want to add HDMI 1 quick access 2? And I'm going to say yes. So that should now be done. Now if I just click on quick access 1, there we go, we are on YouTube. If I now hold down number 2, I am back to HDMI 1. How good is that? Now, following on from those quick access buttons, now let's just say for a minute you've had a moment of madness and you have forgot which quick access buttons are for what. Well, what you can do is simply hold down button 0, and now that will bring up your quick access menu. And on here, you can, if you so wish, reassign things and add apps on there or shortcuts to whatever. So if you go on to plus, and you can then scroll down through things. Let's just say Plex, and I want Plex to be number 3. There you go, and then that has added Plex to number 3. So let's just test that out one more time. Hold it down, number 3, straight into Plex. Simple as that. Hold down 1, straight back to YouTube. Again, how good is that? So there you have it then, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video today, and like I said, I'll be doing more tips and tricks videos. So if you'd like to see those, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon and give me a thumbs up for the video. So thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on next one. Bye for now.